Cece, one word to describe today.
Only one word. Unreal. That's fire, honestly. Unreal.
When Caitlin Clark stepped back onto the Carver Hawkeye Arena floor, something magical happened. The crowd erupted to 116 dB during player introductions, louder than even some NFL and NBA games before she even touched the ball. But when Clark launched a 36 FT three-pointer from the exact spot where she broke Kelsey Plum's NCAA scoring record, the arena literally shook. 7 months away from basketball didn't change a thing. Caitlin Clark's homecoming wasn't just a game. It was a statement about what's coming in 2025. In this video, we will talk about the magical moments you may have missed during the celebrated game. If you are excited about the upcoming season, comment fired up for the Fever down below. Let's go.
What does it mean to you to be going back to play at Iowa, but this time with your jersey in the rafters?
Yeah, I'm super excited to go back and play at Iowa. Obviously a place that has meant a lot to me, and we've had so many amazing games inside that arena, so it'll be fun to be back in front of those fans, and honestly to get to introduce those fans to all my new teammates. And the Indiana Fever, I think, will be really special because they love supporting all of us. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I know it's gonna be a special day.
What happens when a hometown hero returns? After conquering the basketball world, Iowa City gave us the answer, and it was louder than anyone expected. Hours before tip-off, fans lined up outside Carver Hawkeye Arena. They weren't just there for the game, they wanted to see warm-ups to breathe the same air as Caitlin Clark for as long as possible. The line wrapped around the building. People stood in the Mayweather just waiting for the doors to open. All this for a preseason game that wouldn't count in any standings.
What are you the most excited to show your teammates around campus?
Honestly, I'm most excited to show them how cool Iowa City is. Like, people don't realize how good of a college town that place is. My teammates just expect it to be cornfield, but I'm like, no, it's one of the greatest colleges. So yeah, downtown Iowa City is where it's at. So we'll give them a little tour, and I'm sure they're going to want to come back.
7 months is a long time in basketball. 7 months away from professional competition made us miss every single moment. Clark was on the court. What will she do in her first play? Will she hit a logo three? Those questions got answered the moment Clark stepped onto the court. The roar was immediate. Not just any cheer. We are talking about noise that hit 116 dB during player introductions. That's louder than most NFL games. Louder than playoff basketball, all for a player introduction in a preseason game.
Yeah, getting to go back to Iowa, it's so exciting. I obviously haven't really been there much since I left about a year ago. And I think just getting to see people that have supported me throughout my career and continue to support me is going to be incredible. But also, like, they're the biggest Indiana Fever fans too now. Like, they want to meet all my teammates. They want to cheer for my teammates. And I was telling some of the girls this the other day, I'm like, they're going to go crazy for you too.
This wasn't just any arena for Clark. This was Carver Hawkeye, the place where she became a household name, where she broke records that seemed unbreakable, where she turned women's college basketball into must-see TV. Iowa is now called the epicenter of women's basketball because of Clark. The walls of this building had seen her grow from promising freshman to basketball icon, and the fans, they paid an average of $670 per ticket. That's not regular season prices. That's not playoff prices. That's why I need to be there for a historic moment. Some drove hours across state lines and took days off work just to see their hero back on her home court.
Finding affordable tickets for the Indiana Fever preseason game against Brazil at Carver Hawkeye Arena. Seats at the arena for the May 4th matchup between the Indiana Fever and Brazil were first offered to season ticket holders and a few top donors. Didn't take long for them to be gone.
Even Clark's teammates understood the significance Lexi Hull wore, a number 22 Iowa jersey, during pregame. A beautiful gesture acknowledging this wasn't just another game for her teammate. This was a homecoming.
They're going to have signs about you. They want your autograph. They want a high five from you. And I think that's what I appreciate about them the most is, like, they want to cheer not only for myself, but everybody else on this team. And they have so much fun watching us. So now getting to take the Indiana Fever to them and their environment, I was telling Lexi and some of the other girls this other day, is like, this will be the loudest arena you have ever played in. They're going to scream. They're going to cheer. When I tell them to get up, they're going to get up. So it'll be fun to get to go back there since my last time playing there in the NCAA tournament my senior year, so it should be really special.
The emotion hit Clark too. You could see it in her eyes during warm-up, scanning the familiar arena now packed to its 15,000 person capacity. This building launched her into basketball immortality, and now she returned as something even bigger, a professional who had changed the game forever. But this homecoming wasn't just about nostalgia and ceremonies. As Clark took the floor for tip-off, it became clear this night wasn't just symbolic, it was the perfect showcase to prove that her connection to Iowa remained unbroken, and her basketball brilliance had only grown stronger during her time away. The Sioux ball went up for the opening tip, and the entire arena leaned forward in their seats. Clark settled into position, and that familiar focus returned to her eyes. No one in that arena could have predicted how perfectly the night would unfold for Clark and her teammates, but they were about to find out, and the journey would start with a shot that would bring the house down.
Clark, pull up three, you bet!
In sports, some moments go beyond just points on a scoreboard. They tell a story all by themselves, right off the jump. Clark hit the first basket, and you guessed it, a three-pointer. Who knew that was just a warm-up to what would happen later in the game when Caitlin Clark pulled up from 36 feet out in the third quarter at Carver Hawkeye Arena. With 25 seconds left on the clock, she took 3 quick dribbles and launched a shot that wasn't just a basket. It was Clark announcing to everyone that she was back.
Looking possessions of the day for Brazil. Here's Clark. Wow! You bet! From beyond the logo! And a little point after.
Early in the game, you could see Clark settling into her rhythm. The same confidence, the same court vision that made her a legend at Iowa was still there. Her movements looked familiar to everyone who had watched her dominate college basketball. The passes were crisp, the decisions quick, the smile unmistakable. The Brazil national team was already struggling to keep up with the Fever's offense when Clark crossed half court with that look in her eyes. You know, the one where she sees something. Nobody else does. The defenders backed up, but not far enough. They never do. What made this moment even more special, the exact spot on the floor where Clark pulled up, wasn't random. It was the very same location where she had broken Kelsey Plum's scoring record during her senior season history, repeating itself in the most perfect way. Now with her new team and under her retired jersey, without a hint of hesitation, Clark launched the ball from way beyond the three-point line. The shot arced high above the defense in that signature trajectory that Hawkeye fans had seen hundreds of times before. The ball swished through the net without touching the rim, adding that extra touch of magic to an already electric moment.
I saw 30 seconds. I'm like, I can make a 2 for 1 work. You knew that was coming. Yeah. Did it get loud in here? When you scored? Yeah. No. No one really cares. You gotta be better.